Yeah, C. Turner, I'm back. What's good, Roach? I got my vitamin water in the bowl. Lane, yeah. I'm awakened by paranormal, bubble guppies and Dora. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, I check my phone as I'm yawning. My news feed, the drama scene, negativity flourish. I catch a couple of Z's, so this planet soon I get boarded. Caught up in orbit where daydreams are soaring, exploring another plane where reality is foreign. Lame, lyrical the new lame. These lyrics above my ego is ego devils the game. Switching lanes, yeah they switching teams, LeBron James. And I'm feeling like a vending machine that's stolen my change. But I put in and get out, I plant seeds, get a drought. New hip-hop that's dumbed down. If you rap, then jump down off that levee. Pray to God you ready. Then send a prayer for your homies who lost it already. Same thing, different day, integration is not my aim. They say the rap game is all about the fame. Nah, it's all about the lane, boy. That just lyrics above my ego. So music take them away. Hey, music take them away. Lame. Yeah, that just lyrics above my ego. So music take them away. Yeah, hey, music take them away. And they say, play your tune, play your tune, play your tune. I'm chillin' my front room, watching cartoons in my bar shoes. Converse, homie, I lace them up. Hoping I'm fresh enough, hoping I'm skilled enough to catch their attention. Then mention this isn't living it up, and the idols living the bluff. So what? They getting money and they turning up. So what? They play full while I'm scraping up. Gotta change it up, out of woe. That man in the mirror losing his soul for these rap fads. Yeah, that's comical, cuz everybody wanna be everybody, that's everybody. But nobody is your body, you somebody. Dream big, achieve big, then break change. Lyrics above my ego, homie, I think lame. Same thing, different day, integration is not my aim. They say the rap game is all about the fame, now it's all about the lane, boy. Yeah, that just lyrics above my ego. So music take them away. Hey, music take them away, lame. That just lyrics above my ego. So music take them away. Yeah, and music take them away.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the first episode of the RecRoom podcast right now. I got Trap Ball with me.
Yo, your boy Trap in the building.
And right now what we're going to do today is let you guys get to know us a little bit more personally. So we're going to do 20 questions. I got 10 questions written. He's got 10 questions written. And we're going to ask each other so you guys can get in a little bit of an idea of why we're here and what exactly we're doing. So I'm going to start off with my first question for Trap Ball. And I want you to tell the people exactly where you're from.
Shit, I'm from Paducah, Kentucky, born and raised. You know what I'm saying? Not too far from where we at, yo. Nice little small town, man. It's alright. You know, you had to come and get that small town feeling. But yeah, it's Paducah, Kentucky, man. That's where I was born and raised. But I got a question for you, bro. Like, how was it growing up in Jersey?
It was a lot different growing up in Jersey, I think, from like how I seen life when I came out here. Like the differences between here in Jersey and just not small even it town. Being, like Jersey is small within itself. It just seems like it's big. Jersey is actually smaller than Illinois, but it seems like it's bigger just because people think Jersey, New York City, and everything like that.
It's cousins, ain't it?
Yeah, and like the one thing about it is, like growing up in Jersey, the one thing I miss is that, like out here, you really have to have a car to get around. I've noticed kids at like 14, 15, like they're starting to get their driver's license. Up there, you really don't get it till you're 16, 17, and then even then most times it's still more convenient or easier to take the bus and just hop on and go wherever you want to go. Right. You don't have to wait for the traffic. And like a lot of other different things growing up in Jersey. I mean, I loved it. There was always something to do. You got the beach. You got the shore. Everybody's at the shore.
We got the riverfront where I'm from. We got the riverfront.
We got to take you down to the boardwalk. Like the boardwalk is I think everybody who grew up in Jersey, everybody who's from Jersey, even shit, New York City, Philly, they all hit some boardwalk in the summertime. It would be Atlantic City, Ocean City, Wildwood, whatever. And just, I think growing up out there, it was more stuff I think I'd have to watch out for growing up, just being around and just.
I mean, it's treacherous. It's treacherous everywhere you go, though.
Yeah,
I definitely feel you.
And it, like for me, if I had kids, I would rather raise them in Metropolis or Paducah area than raise them in Jersey.
Word.
I mean, to me, that's just how it was for me growing up. It was, we didn't have the best times as a kid, but we made the best of it. We didn't have a lot of money. So
I bet living in Brick City was alright though. Living in like bigger cities, you know what I'm saying? What I mean about Brick City, which I bet that was alright though. I don't know. I'm just a small town guy, small town man. Paducah, it's growing, but I mean, it ain't Jersey or New York. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, so I feel you. You say you would rather raise your kids in like a small town area, because I mean,
And the best thing about Jersey is like. I like the small town now that I'm older, but I like Jersey and growing up there because like anything that came out, like you could just go to the mall and get it, or you can go find clothes, or you could go shopping and buy Tim's. Like when I moved out here, I realized like it was like Tim's weren't in season, or nobody wears them in the summertime. Like not everybody wears Tim's in the summertime, which growing up on the East Coast.
That's some East Coast shit right there, man. You like down south. That's I don't know, but we wear down here. But fucking they mainly wear Jordans. I wear Vans and shit like that. So I don't know. It's different strokes for different folks.
I normally don't wear Jordans because everybody else wears them, and I just want to be different from everybody else.
Nothing wrong with it. Be different. Be you.
I got another question for you, and what I want to know is, in life in general, like when you get out of bed in the morning, what makes you have that motivation to say, I got to do it? Is it your wife, your kids, family, or just a mix of all of that?
Of course all that motivates me, but it's like more deeper, I think. I think the motivation really comes from the ones that doubt, that gives me more motivation to get up and, go even harder, so. And
that's the thing with me, like I always say, I've had people tell me that I couldn't do anything that, would you tell people your plans and your goals and it's anything good, it seems like they're going to tell you that you can't do it. And it's not because you physically can't do it.
Right.
It's just because they might have tried and failed, or they might have not had luck doing so, or they just don't have that talent that you have to do it. It's always just somebody, not that they don't believe you can do it, but it's just because they know you can do it, but they're not doing shit, so they don't want you to be doing shit because they want you to be in the same boat as them.
That's my motivation, the ones that say that I can't or think that I can't. I put all that in a bag and I get up every day and I'll be like, okay, I know I can. You know what I'm saying? Because they said I can't, I know I can. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest motivation, man. Man, my question was getting into the music, man. Like what when you hear Jay-Z or, you know what I'm saying, somebody like ODB from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, but how did that make you feel as a guy coming from Jersey?
Oh, I love anything comes from the East Coast, and I think more so when I was on the East Coast physically, when I actually lived in Jersey, I would listen to more I wouldn't mind listening to the down south, the Lil Wayne, the lean with it, rock with it. And I think once I moved to the Midwest and kind of been around down south, and that's where they listen to all of that all the time.
Yeah.
I started appreciating and looking into more and more East Coast artists, I think, when I got off of the East Coast, because it's I enjoy the fact of showing people, just the gritty beats, especially if RZA produced it, DJ Premier. And I enjoy showing people hey, this is, something from where I'm from, and then they catch on to it, especially if it's an unsigned artist, or one of my guys I know from Jersey that can really spit. I'll always bring it out here and say, yo, listen to this, so I can, because it makes me proud and excited, especially when somebody screams Jersey in a song, no matter where they're from, North Jersey, South Jersey, you know, just because, like I said, Jersey is so small that it's like, you know, wherever you're from in Jersey, I'm from Jersey, and like I'm always proud to hear, you know, the underground artists from Jersey, like the people I work with, come out with something, or even like I'm mad excited anytime I hear something from Redman, you know, from dope. Jersey, or like even Fetty Wap. I don't know what Fetty Wap is up to right now. He's released a couple things, but I don't think he's really released anything that has hit like Trap Queen did, in my opinion.
Yeah, that Trap Queen was heavy, man. And that Trap Queen was heavy. Had me singing that shit. Man, listen, like my favorite rappers are dead. I listen to this shit. I listen to like Lil Peep and, you know, of course Nipsey and fucking dude, like all my favorite rappers like past Mac Miller, you know, like I don't know, man, it's just like crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like when I heard that fucking what's his name, Fetty Wap, that Trap Queen, man, I found something that was alive, you know, and that's what it was. You feel me? It was live. It was a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with that shit, man.
And I want to build on that too. Like when you said like your favorite rappers are dead. Like everybody always has the argument who's the best MC, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas. I like
comparison. Like I don't know, man. Biggie and Pac.
I like Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, but when it comes to my favorite rapper, who I think is number one, just MC that'll kill anybody, rest in peace, Big Pun. Big Pun would, yeah, like
he was nice. He was lyrical. He was a monster, man.
And
you
like,
know, and that's why Fat Joe's still around.
Oh, Fat Joe was a hit maker. Like Fat Joe comes out with an anthem every set, or at 2 or 3.
I ain't heard a Fat Joe song in a minute, man. So I don't want to get too excited, but you know, I'm sure Joe got one right around the corner somewhere, like cooking up. You know what I'm saying? Him, Remy Ma, that boy Pat Poose. You know what I'm saying? I love that Black Love shit, man. I love that shit.
And what I like about that is also, back in the day, Fat Joe and Pat Poose had beef, and they cleared that all up, and he's back with Remy.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I'm so like, I guess Midwest, whatever the fuck we are. What Midwest? Right. Okay.
Now, my next question for you is, and I want to say I almost know this to be true, and not even to brag on myself or anybody else, but I want to know, who was the first person in Metropolis, the first DJ that y'all ever heard of that was doing mixtapes? And that you heard DJ Drama, DJ Scream, y'all heard of all those guys, but the first one.
My first DJ that I contacted to like put a spin on my CDs, and that was Jersey. And I remember like, you know, he was like doing a little thing to where he was just mixing them together and making them ride. And I remember like listening to that and putting that CD out, you know, and I'm like, man, that's Jersey on it. You know what I'm saying? I remember. So me personally, bro, I'm gonna say you is like one of the first DJs, you know what I'm saying, to actually be around in Metro. You know what I'm saying? Metro City. You know what I'm saying?
And like when I was first doing it, like, you know, on the East Coast, it's so common for you to just walk down the street and see a guy with a table with 100 mixtapes, and you know, you pass it every day, and you hear DJ Clue coming out.
Game down here, man.
Like DJ Clue coming out with a mixtape, or DJ Envy coming out with a mixtape. So when I like bought it out here, I was thinking in my head, everybody already knows what it is, but it was like a lot of people. Like my first job when I got out here, I worked in Cracker Barrel in Paducah, which is 10 minutes over the bridge.
Right.
And like I would bring like mixtapes in there from other DJs, and I would sell them. And they look at them like, what is this? Is this a movie? Is this music? Like, they didn't know. And I was like, it's a mixtape. Like, the track list is right there. And nobody really, like, actually knew what it was. And I'm like, man, I said, I can kind of, like, show people something new out here, like something that I've known for years.
Right.
I can now bring it to, like, a small town and be like, look, I do this. And that's what, I guess, made me keep going and going with the music even more once I got here.
You was like one of the first ones around here, man. And shout out to my man Hot. You know, dude, it was like everything happened for a reason, man. Because you know, good people always do good things, and good people always stay entwined. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say shout out to my man Hot.
I remember Cortez had us up. Well, I'll call him Cortez. But yeah, Hot, he had us up one night like 4 o'clock in the morning working on a mixtape.
Man, I remember being in the studio with bruh, and like his drive to like make music was like passion, and I was into like other shit. So, you know, it was like, man, this is what he do, man. This is what he do. So I'm gonna leave this shit alone, you know, because I just like to play with the music. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember being in the studio with Hot, and I'm telling myself like, man, like dude gonna make it. You know, if he stay true to what he do and like what he knows, like he gonna make it.
Yeah, that first mixtape was crazy too.
Man, listen, bro.
I'm sorry, I can't remember the title right now, but I promise next episode
I do believe I'm on that mixtape. He shouted me out, Trapper of the Year. You know what I'm saying? That was back about 10 years ago.
I'm gonna take it way
you know
back
that
though.
was probably about 11, 12 years. That was right out of high school.
I remember when we came over the house and y'all recorded that Run This Town freestyle. That was back in the day. That was probably, I've been out here since like 2006. That was like 2008, 2009,
Yo, I don't even remember
maybe.
that shit, son. You just got me over here talking like I'm from New York or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we was over there for a minute. It was a good night.
Yeah.
And I think y'all did it maybe in like one take or something. Y'all all had a verse. So I remember that.
Damn, I don't even remember that.
Shit, I remember when I got finished the mixtape and I let you hit that first tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that shit throwback, son, like for real. But man, like it's so long ago, man. It like I don't know. It's surreal, but I mean it don't seem surreal. It don't seem like it's been like 10 plus years ago that we was in there recording that. But I don't even, me personally, it's been so long ago, but I don't even remember. You know what I said on it. You know, like I said, I was just playing with it.
I got some mixes I did that I look at. I was looking through that Piff today, and I was like, damn, I don't even remember when I did this mixtape, or I don't even remember when I put this out, or I don't remember, you know, what's on here.
I got so many like songs like with my homie man June C, which he's over the Wavecast.
I used to work with him at Cracker Barrel too around that time.
Man, I got so many songs on this hard drive, man. Like I just don't, man. I just ain't went and got them, so I know like what you know what I'm saying about, you know what I'm saying that. But like what? So what sets you different from all the other DJs?
I want to say what makes me different from any other DJ is that my mainstay is hip hop. Like that's what I love. Like that's my, you know, main frame of music. But what makes me different is that I listen to everything. Like I think of like hip hop is like my main thing, and like every other genre of music is like a side chick. Like hip hop is the one that at the end of the day I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is me. This is
right.
And then like, you know, I'll fuck around listen to Kenny Chesney or Panic at the Disco.
That Kenny Chesney and Panic at the Disco. When he say he was I don't remember the song, but I remember that shit back in high school. The Panic at the Disco. Put me in the mind of my man Arlen Castaneda, man. Come to school playing that shit. And everybody headbang the Panic at the fucking Disco, whatever that shit is. Man.
Yeah. And see, what I like to do with it is
Smashing Pumpkins.
I'll take a hip hop song and put it over, you know, like the pop or rock instrumental, or take the rock song acapella. Like basically what a DJ would call a blend, but more or less when it's two different genres. I call like a blend is like R&B and hip hop. Right. But I'll take like rock and put it over a hip hop beat, so it's more or less what they call a mashup.
Like maybe you get more followers and more listeners. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't listen to hip hop, but a lot of people don't listen to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people listen to Kenny Chesney. So if you put Kenny Chesney over that right beat and get Kenny Chesney to pop out over that hip hop beat, come on, man, why can't you cross over?
So, like, that's the thing about it. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, shit, I never heard the song that way, but I loved it. Like, if you give people a song that they recognize, like, I could probably, like, Old Town Road is a song that everybody recognizes. If I took Old Town Road, I could and put it over, like, Jay-Z, Empire State of Mind, another song that everybody knows. People like, oh, I know these two songs, but I never heard them, like, mashed together.
I don't even know how that would come out, man. You're gonna have to like create that.
And I
gotta hear that, and I hope it ain't like. I know it's gonna be like some crazy sick shit, man.
I done mixed Missy Elliott with DNC. I done had Rascal Flatts with Camp Low, Lucchini beat. Like, okay. Yeah. So my next question for you is, we're gonna get a little bit into the music, like. Which rappers do you think at this time in your life, because this is going to be a two-part question, at this time in your life, who do you listen to, or who do you think, if you could take three rappers and say, like, when I listen to him, I can really feel his lyrics, and I know he's real, and I know what he's spitting is something that I'm going to learn from, or something I went through, and, like, that's why I listen to this guy.
I say, man, like my favorite rappers, yeah, like, you know, like Nipsey, like, I don't know, I ride around, bro, it motivates me to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that there's bad rappers, you know what I'm saying? You know, that, I'm not saying that any of these alive rappers are bad. I'm just saying, like, generally, you know, speaking, you know, Nipsey, man, he motivates me, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I look around, man, like, this is the drive, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm sitting in, you know, my shop, you know, and we doing a podcast, and, like, we doing what we want, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that guy motivates me, you know what I'm saying, to continue the marathon, man, to continue to go and take what I want, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna give it to you, so you gotta take it, man. And just listening to that man months on time, man, without changing that, you know what I'm saying, that mixtape or that, you know what I'm saying, even, bro, it's like, dude changed my life. You know what I'm saying? And I've been fucking with Nipsey, you know what I'm saying, before he got killed. You know what I'm saying? How like, that shit was.
To build on like the whole Nipsey thing, like I you know, a lot of rappers have passed on. Like I said, Big Pun is one of my favorite rappers. He's passed on. We know, you know, Biggie, Pop have passed on. But like when I heard Nipsey die, like I couldn't, like, I was like, nah, this shit ain't. Something about, you know, when Nipsey passed, just me personally, it kind of hit me different than it hit with Pop or hit with, like it was, and especially with what he was trying to do and what he was going to do with the community, and like he was really that guy that was going to step up. And I don't want to compare him to Pac. I don't want to compare anybody to anybody else. But you know, it was like in the same vein as trying to educate and help people out. And so when he passed, I was like, damn, they took, you know, another great one that you know could have like really, especially in these times, like when I think about, you know, what just happened.
There wasn't no overdose or nothing. Like I said, man, you know,
just haters and people who don't want to see
man,
you.
That shit, you know, that shit crazy. You know, just going through some shit like that. But you know, shit happens, man. But I don't know, man. Just I don't know, man.
And like I think with, you know, everything that just happened with, you know, the whole protest and that, like I feel like if Nipsey was here, like he would have really, like, you know, like, he really would have got shit together real quick.
Nipsey is here, man, among us. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
I just wish he could have been here in the physical to actually be like, cause you know he would have took charge, and that's why I always say, man, I wish somebody like Pac was still here, because, you know, I don't
know if Pac will make that change though.
I think Pac.
I don't think Pac will make that change though.
And people laugh when I say it, but I always say, man, like, Pac should have ran for president. Like, I mean, people laugh, but you gotta look at how smart dude was.
He was smart, but he was naive, man. You know, like, man, you gotta, man, dude he was just different. He was a genius in his own way. But you know how things was dictated, man. And, you know, I'm not saying he a bad guy. I'm just saying, man, like Pop could have did like much more. You know what I'm saying? Than what he did or what he let them perpetrate of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you wanted that thug life. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
But now everybody got that. All the black guys, black men of color, have that thug life image, you know what I'm saying, and you know that's what they compare us to, you know, and it's a newer wave and newer stuff.
And that's what I say about like social media so much, and when you see these videos of, you know, like they try to show, you know, like the African American people in the light is like, oh, look at me, and it's like, no, like. They're black, you know, yeah, they're, you know, it's just like the only image of African Americans that the news focuses on or what they show is just the bad parts and who got arrested for this, but they don't see this guy over here.
I think Tupac was a good guy. I think he was a good guy. I just don't like what he stood for. You know, that was the wrong image. And, I mean, you know, of course he didn't take no shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, man, he let them perpetrate what he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He let them put that image on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man, that just ain't me, man. I'm not gonna allow a motherfucker to just do or say anything. Nah, it's just over with. Love Pac to death. What's your favorite? What's your favorite strand of gas you like? You know, fucking with the hardest.
Right now on the indica side, it's definitely got to be Crow Nuts. It helps a lot with stomach pains, and Crow Nuts number 4 it's actually called. I like it because what like a lot of people don't know is that I like to smoke weed, yes, but it's more than just getting high. Like I actually have actual stomach problems to where, you know, like if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm trying to watch a movie and I'm having those stomach pains, like I can't keep still, I can't even enjoy it. I'm just an asshole to be around, and not really an asshole in that way, but just like, you know, if you like come, you know, watch TV with me or sit on the couch or watch a movie or something, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna complain the whole time, like, oh shit, my stomach, I can't. But you know, if I smoke a little bit and I'm able to get it in my, it just kind of makes me relax a little bit more, and I'm at least able to finish a movie before I pass out and go to sleep, or you know, it just kind of helps with those stomach pains and of course the anxiety.
Right.
But if it's a really, really good day when I'm feeling really, really good and I need a sativa, I'm definitely going for Jack Herrera. And I mean, not only does it smell great, but it also like it has a really good taste.
My shit is that Kimbo. That's a triple indica. You know what I'm saying? It's called Kimbo Kush, man. I mean, you know, that motherfucker. And rest in peace, Kimbo. But that shit here hard. You know, on the indica side, I got this other strand I fucking love every time that I see it, or every time that the motherfucker say they got it, I buy it if it's real, because it only this weed smells like that. Fucking Durban poison. That's like a sativa. That's predominantly sativa.
Now, see, I always hear about Durban poison, but I've never had it. But like one of the main reasons why I always hear about Durban poison is because I believe that's what Girl Scout cookies is crossed with, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm not right about that, which I'm almost sure, I'm 90% sure I'm right.
That might be like one of the bases to get the Girl Scout cookies, because you have to crossbreed plants and shit to, you know what I'm saying, actually get what you want. So yeah, probably Girl Scout cookies was crossbred between that and some fucking Afghan,
and it says,
like a couple of.
I know I'm gonna pronounce this word wrong, but fuck it, whatever. The lineage hails from the mega, lineage hails from the mega popular Durban Poison, which is the sativa, and OG Kush, which is the hybrid. Now I kind of almost.
What? That shit's simple. What?
Yeah, I kind of almost thought I thought it was 3 strands that made Girl Scout.
What the fuck? Oh man.
Burner would be really disappointed if he was listening right now.
Man, Burner, cuz that's it. Just the Durban and the OG. What about the triple OG, double OG, the purple, man?
You see, well, this is according to Leafly, which I use all the time. So,
come on, man.
Let me see this.
I'm about to grow my own strand of cookies. I'm about to go get me some Durban Poison seeds and crossbreed them between the OG, and I'm gonna come back with my cookies, the original cookies.
I want to do a strand, and hopefully nobody takes this, but I already got it written down, and we got the date stamped on this, so in case somebody steal our shit, be like, no, I said this 6 months ago.
Motherfucker.
Do a strand called Unicorn Boogers. But
Unicorn
what it is,
boogers, I can grow that shit. I know I can grow that shit.
I was talking about that the other day. Unicorn burgers. You should explain it to him like you did with me.
Yeah, it's going to be a crossbred between Wedding Cake and Sin City Kush, which is the Crow Nuts has the Sin City Kush in it. So and Wedding Cake is an excellent indica. So if you ever, it's actually a hybrid, but to me it works more as an indica.
Right.
And I'm gonna just call it Unicorn
like
Buds.
hybrids,
Big ass
man.
buds, big ass green buds.
Hybrids, man, I feel like they're okay, right? But I don't know, I feel like indica should always overpower a sativa.
See, what I don't like about hybrids is if it's one day you want to get a really good wake and bake, like some stuff I've had, like when that high first hits you, it's that sativa, and then as you're coming down, it's that and just knock you out. You want to go to sleep, pass out.
Should I do that with the indica?
Yeah, and
you get high enough, so you gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
Night, buddy.
But see, then when I smoke the sativas, when I smoke too much sativas, I'd be done. Thought I was gonna sit down, watch them go down, clean the whole house, and took the dog for a walk and played football, and like all that shit. So I'm like, man,
we fold dishes in the motherfucker.
So that hybrid is for the day when you got some stuff to do, and then you're like, I don't want to be doing this all day. I want to chill later. So you get that sativa hit if it's sativa dominant, and then you get that indica at the end, and you're like, okay, all this shit is done now. It's time for the indica to hit, and just.
I'm trying to be deaf. I ain't trying to do shit.
Try to smoke that cryptochronic Cadillac.
At the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, I ain't trying to hear shit. I'm trying to be like, what you say? I'm telling you.
Now, I already know this, but just for the people out there, what do you prefer to smoke your weed in? Is it papers? And if so, what kind of papers? Do you like blunts, and what kind of blunts, or you just go bones?
Yeah, bitch. Y'all know the sound of that, don't y'all? I said Wiz. You know we doing raws over here, man. Raws only, man. I got caught in fucking smoking a couple backwoods. Rest in peace to my man Foley, Lane OG. You know what I'm saying? I smoked a backwood with some of the guys, man, and I really just didn't like this shit, man. And I'm just like a paper. I'm a paperhead, man. Raws for days. I ain't got raws, OCDs. I think that's what this shit is called. Yeah.
See, my deal with backwoods is, I think they became like just what I want, like almost like it became some hype beast shit. I think like they became popular, and so everybody had to have. But like I said, I don't want to do what's popular. I want to do what I like. I like raw papers, and of course I'm an East Coast guy, so I love Dutch Masters. I just could never find them.
Dutchies. Oh, you couldn't find them? Okay, well I'm bringing the Dutchies to the store, man. The Dutchies gonna be in the store.
We need the vanilla Dutchies. We need the chocolate.
Okay.
Like I'm big on anything with a natural leaf. Like the tobacco paper Yeah, I mean, shit. When you want to get high, anything works. But I mean, I'd much rather smoke a natural leaf or smoke a raw paper than.
Yeah, I'm fucking the raw papers up, son.
But if it is a chocolate Swisher Sweet, then I will smoke a Swisher Sweet. But other than that, just Dutches and raw papers.
Right, man. Shit, let's move on, man. And let's see what else we can conquer before the day ends, man. So before we wind this down, man. What animes are you into? Are you into like Rick and Morty, fucking DBZ, fucking One Punch Man?
I don't really do too much of the anime, but I like Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, that shit. That ain't considered anime.
Well, yeah, not really.
But I mean, that's like maybe as a cartoon.
Yeah, I'm not saying if you want to talk about cartoons, Family Guy is a must. You gotta watch Family Guy.
Family Guy, Futurama, but this fucking Rick and Morty shit is man. That's where it's at, man.
Like I keep telling myself I'm gonna watch a few episodes of Rick and Morty, but I'm always like. The thing about me is I don't watch TV, I watch YouTube. Because I get to skip right to the music. And a lot of the shit on TV is just bullshit nowadays.
Bullshit, I swear.
It's a reality show, and I'm like, I got my own reality to deal with.
That's why I got Hulu.
Yeah, but yeah, we talk cartoons. I watched a couple episodes of Rick and Morty. I got to get into it more.
Me too, man. Me too.
Definitely Family Guy, and I don't know if they've already did it because, like I said, I just haven't been really keeping in tune with actual TV. But Boondocks is supposed to be coming back. So I think once Boondocks comes back, I have a cartoon to sit. I want to wait till the season ends so I can just sit there and binge watch it. And I don't have to wait for another episode.
Man, I think I'm gonna watch this shit every week, cause I'm gonna watch this shit every week. Like when this shit come out, or at least if it's on HBO, I might miss it. Something of that sort, it might be over, but I might have to YouTube it. But I'm definitely watching that shit like all fucking every week we come out. I got to watch it. This shit's like Dragon Ball Super to me. You know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to Bruce Lee.
This question, alright, so I got one more question for you and we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
If you could pick 3 hip-hop albums that you could listen to from front to back, no skips, no, just throw it on, let it play. Which 3 hip-hop albums would those be?
I tell you what, I know one to be Victory Lap, one to be that new, or either that Reasonable Doubts, or that new Jay-Z.
The 444?
444.
Yeah, that's that grown man Jay-Z.
Man, between them two, you know what I'm saying, that Reasonable Doubts, man, that shit's something else, man. And let's see, third album, we'll have to go to like one of the Carters, man. One of the first 3 Carters, maybe the first 2 Carters. You know what I'm saying? And that's Lil Wayne, man. But I say Victory Lap 1, 444, and Reasonable Doubts 2, and 1 and 3, 1 and 2, the Carter. That's 6, bro.
And I think for my 3 albums, let me see.
And that's 1 through 3, and 3 through 6. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm giving you like, what I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? The second one's behind that would be like the 3rd best.
So we're gonna throw in the Carter box set basically. We'll throw it all together.
1 and 2.
All right.
1 and 2.
And we'll throw in the whole Jay-Z box set. We'll just say.
I even go with fucking Lil Wayne's rock album that came out. That shit was dope. That was like next level, like
see,
crossing over.
A lot of people didn't like that, but I liked that because it was different.
It was different.
That's the thing about it. It wasn't like
Right.
just a regular Lil Wayne. She's an alien, I'm a beast. Come and feed me and
But
make
you gotta
something to
think,
eat.
Lil
It wasn't
Wayne
that
went
shit.
from-
Like, you know what I mean?
Lil
Like,
Wayne went from go DJ, that my DJ, to, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, doing what he, you know, and I mean, it was just like, yeah, you evolve.
Yeah, like that's why.
You go on.
That's why, like I was saying, I like to listen to rock and country and pop because.
But that shit was dope.
Yeah, like you get to expand your mind and you start meeting, you know, just different people and
Red
say,
Hot Chili
oh, you know,
Peppers.
we like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Two Doors Down,
Aerosmith,
Aerosmith.
Journey, Sublime, and Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco. I like that kind of like pop rock.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to say for hip hop, my 3 albums, probably, definitely number 1 is gonna be Snoop Doggy Dogg Doggy Style, the first album.
That shit was dope. But that was like way out of my time, and I called it at the end. You know what I'm saying? But that's like a dope ass pick, bro. You like fucked me up with that one.
Yeah, and I mean, I was, and at the age I was when that album came out, I wasn't supposed to be listening to it, but.
Nah, you was probably about at least 12, 13.
Yeah.
So I was about 5.
Oh, well, no, I think I was about, well, let me not show my age on the first episode, but right now I'm well old enough to listen to just about anything. Yeah. It's a hard toss-up for me between Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt,
Okay.
or I want to say it was Hard Knock
Reasonable
Life
Doubt is
Volume 2.
fucking- That Reasonable Doubt is fucking shit, dude. Like, bro, like that molded me to be a better person in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I was in prison when I really first discovered and really just sat down and listened to Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt, bro. And I was a fucking, what the fuck they call him, a trustee. And I did that for a reason. I did that just so I wouldn't have to just be in one spot. Because, you know, if you was just in there, you was just in there. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to move around. I had to make money.
And it's so much easier for you to get in trouble just staying in that one spot or.
Bro, yeah, but that Reasonable Doubt, man, got me through. Reasonable Doubt, and I don't even know why it is, but Reasonable Doubt and No Ceilings is the only 2 albums I listened to when I was in the joint. And I was in the joint for 22 months. It was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, like just that album itself stuck with me. It's still with me. I still found myself getting up some mornings and putting on Reasonable Doubt.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Can I
just
Live?
letting it roll. Can I?
The Evils, like with the Snoop Dogg sample. Matter of fact, we were just talking about Doggy Style. It's got that Murder Was the Case sample in it.
Murder Was the Case.
And they got the Mobb Deep shit in it. I can't think of it now, but they got the sample on the hook too.
Man. Rest in peace to Buddy and Mobb Deep, man. New York folks. Who was they into it with? They was into it with it was Detroit niggas, right?
I can't remember that one, but I know you know during the East Coast West Coast thing
That's what
they
it
had
was. East Coast, West Coast, Tupac.
because they did the song when Snoop Dogg and them did that New York, and it was kicking down the buildings. They did their response to LA.
Yeah.
But from the story I heard when I listened to Drink Champs with Nori all the time, he was saying like Big didn't want them to put it out and Big didn't want to jump on it because he didn't want to feed into, you know, all the negativity. And like, well, shit. See, I gotta pick. All right, I gotta cheat a little bit here because I know I said 3 albums, but I
got 6, cuz.
Yeah, I'd say what
it was hard for me to pick between the ones that I really want.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna throw both those. I'm gonna say Big Pun, Capital Punishment.
Okay.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, Doggy Style. I'm gonna do Reasonable Doubt and Volume 2.
Okay.
Hard Knock Life. And then for the 5th one, I bought this album on every format. I had it on cassette tape back in the day, and then I bought it on vinyl back in the day, and then I had the CD. I bought the CD twice. I bought it on Google Play when I had an Android, and I bought it on Apple iTunes. when I had when I first got my iPhone, and that album is Capone and Noriega, The War Report. Like there's no album in hip hop.
Noriega?
Yeah, there's no album in hip hop
from New York.
Yeah. Drink Champs.
I ain't
Oh, matter of fact, shout out to DJ EFN because he gave me a drop on that mix I did, that live mix I did when everybody was quarantined and stuck in the house. So.
That's what's up, man. I remember listening to Noriega, man, and I really don't remember much because it was so long ago when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? But I do remember listening to Noriega, and I was about the only one in the house that would listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess people wasn't into, you know what I'm saying, that lyricist shit. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to a couple of songs, man, and I guess by the time, you know, I got old enough to really just get up on him, you know what I'm saying, he had fell back. He was an OG. You know what I'm saying?
Like
but
Nori.
You talking about Noriega, right?
Yeah, like we grew up on, like, in high school, like, if you had that, around freshman year, if you had the Capone and Noriega album where you had the NORE, like,
yeah,
it was the shit. Like,
I remember the Capone. Now that you're saying it, I remember it.
Matter of fact, I get you a Nori playlist that you could, because he's got some new stuff that he's been doing. He just dropped that album, I think 5E, I want to say.
Doing music,
but
man.
yeah, that album is dope.
See,
and like I said, if I don't screw up some titles, that's because I listen to music so often, and so everything sometimes in my head just get jumbled up. Right. But like I said, I know my shit, but I just listen to I listen to music. There's 24 hours in a day, and I'm sleeping for about 6, 7, and I'm probably listening to music for about 3 or 4 of them.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
If not more.
Do the same thing, my man. But yeah, man, like you definitely gonna have to give me some a little playlist of some Noriega, man, so I can catch it. I can check it out myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was a kid when he was dropping. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't mind just to, you know what I'm saying, go back. You know what I'm saying? That's how I deal with Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? I listened to like a few Wu-Tang songs, and it was like started with the Cream. And I'm like, man, they just got so much more. Then like I got into Triumphant, then I got into Brooklyn Zoo, then I got into, you know what I'm saying, and it all grew on me as I grew. You know what I'm saying, like older, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, dude, I fucking, you know what I'm saying?
See, it's like, I love Wu-Tang, but until I really grew up and got older, I really wasn't understanding everything that they were talking about. And then I started, and I was like, oh shit, now I get it. And like, I don't know how I didn't mention Only Built for Cuban Links, but if anybody knows me, they know, like I said, Big Pun is my favorite rapper of all time, and also Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan. And it just, I never really mentioned Only Built for Cuban Links because that's an album
that his latest album? Did he just
No, that was his first album back in '95.
Golly. Did he come out with something similar to that?
Yeah, he came out with Only Built for Cuban Links too.
When was that?
That was back in 2009. Matter of fact, it dropped the same day Blueprint 3 dropped.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure I seen some shit that was like more.
It's the
like
same cover, but it's just purple.
Yeah, I seen some shit.
Yeah, that album's dope too, but I never really mentioned Only Built for Cuban Links because that's like, you know how like when people know a rapper, they say.
He came out with that when he was in the white thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking, what songs and shit you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, man, it's been so long, but yeah, man.
I just feel like if you're a real fan of hip hop, like Only Built for it's like when people say I don't know a lot of hip hop, but they know who Jay-Z is. It's like if you're a hip hop head, then it's like that's automatically your favorite album. Like that's especially like when it first came out with Purple Tape. I got a story about that album, but I'll tell that on the next episode. But before we get out of here, the thing I want to do is I'm gonna try to break down some new music for the week. If anybody needs to go check something out, or they haven't heard something, or just need something to listen to, basically. But I'm gonna go a little bit older here, but Guap Dad 4000. he has the album out, Dior Deposits. I play that album back and forth probably I play it at least twice a day.
Okay.
And I've been playing it like twice a day for the last 3 or 4 months. And he also actually just dropped something else too, which is an EP. And I mean, it's only like 6 songs, but the shit's still bad. Yeah, that Platinum Falcon tape, Volume 1 EP, is about 6 songs. But literally, all 6 songs are dope. He's got that Flossin' song with, he's got the remix with Snoop Dogg, the original one is just him, but he's got the remix with Snoop. And also that, I'm gonna get you that Isaiah track, as a matter of fact. But when you listen to that, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I could buy. Like, it's that Get Crunk type of, like, you know, that vibe. The Gucci Pajamas, that's like a laid back R&B type with Chance the Rapper.
Right.
Like, y'all go check that out. Also, that new Run the Jewels album. Like, when I heard that, especially like with everything that's going on today, like, that's my gym motivation. That album gives me motivation in the gym. Like, I throw on that album, like, if you're having a bad day or you're like feeling down on yourself, you throw on that album, you walk down the street with your chest poked out like you the shit. Like, that whole album is dope. It's Run the Jewels is 4. I've been listening to him on it. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I'm still catching up with a lot of that stuff, but I like Killer Mike, and I've been seeing him talk a lot lately.
Killer Mike.
Very educated. And see, that's what we're saying, like, you know, like, I think Killer Mike needs more shine on TV and more shine, you know, anywhere he goes, because he's very educated. And, you know, he's, you know, one of those black men that, you know.
Go catch it, go find that shit.
Yeah, very educated. Like,
we got some shit on
Trigger Warning, yeah. That shit was dope. We enjoyed watching that
shit.
Build a
whole fucking community. You know what I'm saying? Without no help, man. Come on.
And
it's fucking insanely fucking smart, man.
I'm gonna give them another one. I got a toss up between 2 albums, but I'm gonna just keep it simple. Joel Ortiz.
He still might be good.
Yeah, Joel Ortiz and Crooked Eye. If you like Slaughterhouse, you're gonna like that Hard album. It's hard, but it's HARD. It's spelled out, and you can get it on. You know, well, shit, you can get it wherever you get music. Apple Music ain't paying me, not yet. Google Play ain't paying me, not yet. Yeah. So I'm not gonna give you all that. But yeah, wherever you get your music, go get it. Whether you get it from your phone, internet, or the bootleg guy down the street, just go pick it up. And those are my 3 albums for this week. Like I said, sometimes I have the same ones in rotation. Sometimes it might be something different. But we'll see you back next week, or we won't see you, but we'll be back next week. And I have 3 more albums for you, and we'll have a whole nother episode of the podcast. So for today, this is Jerzeyboy.
Trap Ball, sit.
And we're going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.